I would like to be here, good morning everyone, to be here with a much more happy mood, but this is not possible because we come from the final that we lost, and we had all our motivation and illusion in this match, and it has been very tough these couple of days to face the next step. It's normal. But this is our life, and also you don't have the possibility to win a trophy if you are not in the final. And this is something that I like to highlight. I said after the match, because it's been very, very hard, a long session for our players. It happened many things since the beginning, before I arrived here, since the early beginning of this season till the end, till the moment that we are today. It's been very, very tough for our players, and they are showing a very, very strong character, fighting spirit, and as I said, for me, proud of them, because without their effort, you are not fighting for a title. So they have to be proud of their job, and this is. Now we are all upset in the following days because we didn't manage it, but they did great. Also we have to accept and congratulate our opponent that without any doubt, they were well-deserved winners of the trophy, and they are showing so dominant performance during the whole year in the domestic competition. So there is not any doubt. All the numbers that now in these days is trending topic about talking about numbers. For that reason, I gave to you this report from one company that is professional company about that data. And you can also analyze and check about the points, XG, X points, all the data that nowadays the professional staffs, professional football, sporting directors, all the structure that we are working in football industry, we use to analyze performance, not just feelings or emotions or just opinions. That was part of the old football when people was talking about their opinions without any knowledge, without any science. Now, thanks to the evolution, to the technology, we have a lot of options to make deep analysis about the performance of every team. So that's my point. And then I finish with this. In my opinion, now we have to face, you said, the last two games, but from a position that for me, I'm very happy that happened in this way, because we finish with the objective of the season. So we have to play these two games that are very useful also to start thinking in preparing the next season, to give opportunity to players that they didn't play, to test players that we want to test, because we did the job. We managed to qualify the team for Euro competition. That was the target in my checklist. When I arrived here, I have a checklist with all the objectives that the president said to me that I have to try to achieve. And we can go one by one, and we can make green in everyone, one by one. If you want, we can review. First of all, the most important one, to win Hajduk. This is, the president said to me, the first, and every citizen of Rijeka said to me, this, the first. And I repeat this in many press conferences. And I like this because I feel the same. Football is first feelings. Feelings, the feelings of the fans. And this is the most important for the fans. You have a feeling that beating Hajduk is the most important for you. I like this. For me as professional, it's not only this, because we need to provide to the club, as coach, with my staff, performance to get numbers in terms of money, in terms of profit with the development of the players and future sales, in terms of the classification, in terms of trophies. But before all of this, there is the passion and the emotions, the feelings of the fans. Without the feelings of the fans, there is no football. There is nothing. There is no business. So I always said this. If you check my Twitter account, I said Twitter now is another name, I don't know, but I am a very old guy. I put fixed one post that I did when I was coach of Deportivo La Coruña, and this is my leitmotiv in the life, in football. This is how I feel. And that was my walks from the hotel to the stadium, but was very close, the hotel where we were in quarantine, till the stadium for every match, by the sea. 1 kilometer. Every early morning in the weekends, hundreds of people playing football in the beach. This is. And I put there, you can check it. This is the real owners of football, the fans. I feel like that. And I was saying something like that, when I get old, I want to be like them, going to the beach with my friends to play these friendly games with all my friends, because we love football. Early morning, with a job in their back, can happen in every city. This is the passion, and for me this is the first. For that reason, to beat Hajduk is the most important, the best, the main target. And I was said like this, and we win 5-0, the best, the biggest in the history of these derbies. So you will remember this achievement with my name as the coach that did this. And I am very happy that the fans will remember me as this. So for me, this is first checklist. Then we can go to the cup. I was said to reach the final cup with it. So there is nothing more to say. And we compete. I think we have been the best team that has competed against this Dynamo that has been a monster in the competition, a monster. You can check the numbers there. In this, you can check the numbers. They have only one striker that has been able to score more goals than all my strikers and all my attacking midfielders. And this is nothing against my players, because they have done their best. This is something to highlight the quality of Dynamo. So, this is. And we played, if you make the average goals that Dynamo has scored in 2026, when they make the big jump, they were the promedio, the average was 3 goals per game. We lost 2-0. So even in the final against this monster, we managed to be close to them. And again, as happened usually in the games here in Croatia, with the experience I've had, second goal was a clear fault from Bejon Radelic. That why I said this, because for me this is something important to analyze in Croatian football. The big clubs with the big fans, the big mass like Dynamo and Hajduk, they put a lot of pressure on refereeing. And they are used to use this refereeing pressure in the matches in the domestic competition when they have problems against other teams. And Rijeka is the best example of this third team that is becoming uncomfortable club for the big clubs. And there we have to give all the credit. I have said many times, but I said again, to Damir Miskovic. The work he is doing is amazing. Fighting against this difficult. Amazing. I have all the credit. Hot off for him. I have said many times, I don't have any problem, because it's very difficult. And then what is the problem? That then this pressure they make in the referees in these matches means points. Now it's trending topic talking about points. How big difference is the points between Dynamo and Rijeka, or Hajduk and Rijeka? Yes, you go to the games we played against them, at least 2 games, we deserve to win against Dynamo. But referee didn't give the red card against Misic, referee didn't give the red card in one game, in the other didn't give the red card against the player that made the penalty on Lasiskas. So they changed with these mistakes the direction of the points. These only 2 games means 9 points difference. So if you start to count this in few games, you can understand this difference of points. And then what is my thinking, my analysis? My opinion, with my knowledge. I don't say that I have the 100% truth. I am here sharing my knowledge to try to help anybody that wants to listen and maybe analyze my words and find something positive. When you go to play to Europe, these clubs, and you have the habit that in the domestic competition, you always have this extra option that by pushing the referees, you get the penalty, you get the red card on the opponent. You go to Europe and you don't have this. And maybe this is one of the reasons why teams like Dynamo or Hajduk, especially Hajduk, they are out of Europe very early. So, for me, this is something to consider. And clubs like Rijeka, like we are not used to this, just to the opponent, that is to fight against the adversity, against the difficulties, we take this like another difficulty more, and we challenge our players, and we challenge ourselves to try to overcome these difficulties. And then we go through. And we have been the team that has been further in European competitions, and I am very proud of this also. During the last 46 years, Rijeka was not able to reach the round of 8. So, also for me, this is standing out in the target that the club set to me for Europe, that was to overcome the phase of groups. And again, I come back to the fans, because thanks to this, they have been feeling real football, real games, passion games, amazing games in Europe. I am very happy for our fans that they have had the opportunity to enjoy these games during the season. Maybe other clubs, they have many more points than us. But in my opinion, very boring season. All the time to prepare the league, like I do, and flat games, in my opinion. And if they are showing off now about the difference of points, that this is amazing, I tell you something. I prefer to achieve the target of the club, that is to put the team again in European competition, like we have done, with less points, okay. With my mentality, I don't like this. I have said to you many times that I had the feeling that we can catch them, but unfortunately, we didn't manage. But now, with analysis at the end of the season, not during, at the end of the season, when everything is done, I tell you, I prefer to have less points in the league, to put the team in the competition in Europe again, that is my target in the league, and then to have a lot of points in Europe. Because every point in Europe means money for the club, means money for my president, that he is risking his money from his pocket. And for me, this is very important, to help my president to get incomes. And Europe points are much more important than competition points, if you manage the target. So, this is my analysis, that now is trendy topic, talking about points, different points. So this is checklist. Winning Hajduk, also we put them out in cup. Talking about referees, we put them out in cup, even with all the mistakes on their favor in the challenge, in the tie we have against them in cup. I think also this is a special match to remember for our fans. League, we managed 3 rounds before finishing the competition to put the team again in Europe. That this is the target. And we are going to try to finish third. That is our possibilities. Now we can apply to third again. We lost yesterday with the Barasdin result our position. We are going to manage this. We are going to try to manage these 2 games to finish third. But the target is done in the league. Hajduk, League, Cup, Europe. Development of players, that this is the 5th point in the checklist. I put all the players of this squad. I was said when I arrived here that there were many players that the board, they didn't know how good or bad they were because they didn't watch them play. I used all the players. Also, that was a point during the season you were criticizing me because I was making rotations. So you look the contradiction. I had the obligation by target to use all the players to try to test them because the club invests in new players and you need to use the new players, and this is a risk because a new player needs time to adapt, they need to understand the league, they need to understand the partners, so it's a very difficult environment. I used all, and there is the performance during the whole season. With up and downs in results, of course, but all the targets done, all. And you can check one by one, good by your knowledge, the development of the players. I cannot talk about the players that come from before. I don't have any responsibility, for example, in the top level of Tony Fruk. This is not my job, it's from before. Tony Fruk was the best player in the season, in the league, for the previous season. I've been very happy to have him in our files. But it's very difficult to bet all the attacking performance in one player, even if he is Tony Fruk. This is very, very risky for a club. And unfortunately, the other option we have to compete against these monsters, and you can check in the data the numbers, is very difficult to compete against these monsters if you don't have top scorer in your squad. And you check the top scorer list in the league, and you can see where are our scorers. And I come back again, it's nothing against them. We have Dani and Jura, that they are very young players, and they are in the process to grow. And they are continuing in this process. And then we have Duye, that is an experienced player and can be a very, very, very used player if you have a solid striker finishing. That has been our luck during the whole season. Our luck during the whole season, match by match, you have told to me. It's not I have told to you. How many chances and good chances we have created in many games and we missed and then we lost the result. How many times has this happened? It's not only you, media. Every citizen of Rijeka, because I love Rijeka and I have been walking Rijeka continuously every day, and I was receiving the same feedback from the fans. It's very obvious. And it's not any attack against my players, I repeat again. It's the squad we have, and they are in the process of development. Dani has done very good competition in Europe. In the league, is far of the numbers that a team that has to be top in the table, you need for a top striker. You check the top strikers from the other teams, and you can check where are our strikers. Same with Juric. And Duya is in another case. He has been helping the team amazing. You cannot imagine from his experience, behaving like a real captain. But at his age and with his fitness condition, he is not ready to play 90 minutes every weekend in the football we are now. But he is the best finishing in our team now. And then he can be very, very useful player depending the role you want for him in the squad. This is my vision after the analysis. So you have this table with the X points, that is the expected points for a team according to the chances they have created. And you can analyze that in the 3 positions that was before this weekend, the impact that we have, Rijeka with almost 8 points missed because of the lack of accuracy in the final third according to the quality chances we have done. If you go to the last table, that is in blue, you see there 56.6, that this is the points that we should have according to this data. But this is from the beginning of the season, and I have to remember you that I was not here from the round 1 to the round 5. So if you make the promedio with my data of performance since round 6 till round 34, that this is here, then you will find that with this data, X points, we should have at this moment 60.5 points. 60. So as you can compare, Hajduk should have 61 and Dinamo should have 70. It's not that big difference, if you check this. And this is analysis of real performance. This is. Then you can understand, for example, just to let you understand this data, how Dinamo has scored. You see 60, his XG is 66.6, and they have in blue 22.4. That means that they have scored 22 more goals than the XG they have created. You go to the real number of goals, and you see there 89 goals. The XG is 66.6. Why they score 89? This is over the XG. This is the quality. This is the understanding of this data, the quality of your players, when you are able to score more than the XG. And the opposite is our case. You have 1 XG, and then you have missed 4.4. That at the end is 4.4 in XG on your favor. Added with the XG against, that is minus 1.5, the final result is this 7.6 points that we should have more from the beginning of the season. This is the analysis of data. And why I take time to explain this? Because I have been informed also by the players many times, because they pay attention to all the news, what they are saying, what is the concern, like about points, about difference. And I want to say very clear here, I'm not going to accept any lie against the performance of my staff. I'm not going to accept. And I have to defend this, because it's my prestige, it's the prestige of my team, and it's our family what is behind. The players know perfectly why we are working here, because every single day we remember this. We are doing all this for our family that we have behind, making the biggest sacrifice on us. That is the time we are not with them to work here. So it's very hard, especially for coaches, that is very hard profession, to listen lies about your performance. I'm not going to accept. If you talk about data, please make good analysis, professional analysis with good knowledge, and then tell the truth about our performance. I repeat, I make all the checklists of all the objectives I was asked. All. And I'm very happy that every time I go to the city, every citizen of Rijeka that wants to stop me, they stop me to congratulate and to ask me a photo. Also here, the workers in the training center. This is my thermometer, not what one journalist can say that the last question is in the air. I was asked here. Do you remember you were here? Is in the air. Is in the air? No. In the air is when I walk every day Rijeka and I feel Rijeka face to face. And I'm going to continue doing this many times. Because even if I continue, even if I don't continue, I'm going to continue coming to Rijeka to work Rijeka. Because I feel part of Rijeka. So, to finish, I understand for the part of the club, for the part of the president, whatever decision he can make. I had said to him in the first day, you are not going to have any problem with me. He is amazing president. With the president of Deportivo de La Coruña, Augusto César Lendoiro, for me, the best two presidents I have had in my career. I don't have any problem to say. But if he's not happy with my performance, or if he likes more another option, it's not any problem for me. Any problem for me. Only I ask is to be fair with my performance. That I made all the checklists. All. And in the future, you will see how the club is going to make decisions in the way I am making my analysis, because this analysis I'm sharing with you now, I have been doing continuously every week with the sporting director team. We all agreed where were our lacks and where were the points to try to reinforce. And in this way, we were working. We have been planifying, making the planification for the pre-season. We have done it, my staff. Also, watching players for the next season, targeting to improve our capacity to score more goals with forwards and with attacking midfielders. I make only the example with forward because it's very easy, but attacking midfielders, we need more contribution to the final third, of course. If you want to be top in the table, you need this. And for sure, the club is going to make this movement, you will see. With me or without me, you will see. And talking about players, you will see how in the future, players that with me had made a high jump. I was talking before about Frug. I don't want to take any credit from Frug development. We have helped him also to develop, but his value is there. Dantas, from a build-up player, midfielder, we are making of him also an attacking midfielder. That is very important for his value. You don't have the same value in the market, especially if you are 155, 160 high. If you are build-up midfielder or if you are attacking midfielder, you have higher value. You can score goals, and we are working with him this, and you have there the value. And it's not only the value in his skills in the ball, on the ball, how he has improved in fitness. When I arrived here, I said to you, the thing was dead. We didn't have any data of fitness, any data. Now the next coach is coming here. If we continue, I don't know, we have it. Next coach will have the database of all our work. Very good. For the coach, new coach, to see the real picture about the starting position of the team. I would like to have this every time I take a charge of a club. Every time. We are going to leave all this database. Clear picture of every player, from the day one till the day last. Everyone. And Dantas, his improvement is not only in his skills on the ball, also in his fitness skills, how he has been improving the capacity to repeat efforts during the matches. If you don't remember, I remember. He was with cramps. The first match, we arrived here in the minute 60. And now we have to stop him in the trainings because he's a monster. And it's not only this. We have found on him a real leader for a team. I'm sure that he's going to be captain of Rijeka if he continues here. And in the moment they will sell him to a bigger club, he will be a captain because he has these skills. And I'm very proud of him. And like him, I can make other examples. I said Daniel has improved. It's very difficult for a boy of 20 years coming from England, linked to Premier League, in lower divisions, but linking to this environment, and then jump to a city like Rijeka, Croatia, for him unknown everything. And then you are asked to be performing from the minute one. And he has done very good improvement. And he has huge range to improve. But his value is there, his improvement. Also, how he has improved in fitness, how he has improved in his tactical knowledge. And for sure, with his hard worker mentality, he's going to improve in his finishing skills. That now is what we have paid the bill to don't have more points in the league, for example. And we have more examples, like Orec, a winger that he is improving everything, and he also is a young player that in the future can be a good transfer. And for sure, I am missing other players. Pavic is the last. I was asked also, young players, to put young players. We have given opportunities to all young players that have been with us. You have seen Tachi, you have seen Kitin Les, that is a player that now, for example, this these 2 games are perfect for him to give opportunities to show. We talked to him in December. We were thinking all the stuff, the direction that for him was very interesting to be alone, to go to compete, because the young players, this is my experience and my advice for the young players, you need to play, you need to play. It's very important to train with quality, but you need to train to play. If you don't play competition, you are missing a lot of your improvement. Then we talked to him, but unfortunately he didn't want to leave the club in December. So he has been with few minutes of competition. We have been managing training with us, playing with the U19, but for me it's huge difference for the kids that they have the potential to be players for the first team, to be competing with the U19 and then make the jump to the competition in first division, because it's another world. It's another world. But you can go to second division, to compete in second division, and then you take the lessons that you need to approach the first level. So, talking about young players, I was talking about Pavic. So easy for the coaches when you have a player like Pavic. He came, he arrived. In the first days, you see how mentality he has, and you see this boy is going to be a professional football player in a top level. I see on him a potential captain of national team of Croatia, without any doubt. His improvement, reaching Rijeka, difficult club, with high demands, and he has taken, in the first moment we gave to him the opportunity, he has said, here I am, and nobody is going to move me. This is the message for the young players when they get the opportunity for the first team. This is the message. We have given opportunities to other players, young players from the academy, and also young players that they come new players. The example of Pavic's behavior is for all. This is the way, not to talk, to say, I don't like this, I don't like the other, okay, my position is this, but I feel better in this. If I play there, I don't. I asked to Pavic's first day, I asked him, what do you think if I put you in this exercise, in this position that we need, we don't have today this player, and I know that this is not your position, and I can put you here for the practice. And he told me, you can put me wherever you want. This is a player that wants to play. And this is a player that wants to be a professional football player. Professional football player. And he has a huge gap to increase. But he's going to do it because he has the mentality and the potential. So also Pavic is there. We make the start with him, and let's see what happens in the future. But for sure he's gonna be. So finish with this. I tried to have a meeting with the president before this match. It was not possible for him. And we have this meeting next week. We are going to talk each other like we have done during the whole season. I'm going to give to him my thoughts. He's going to give to him his thoughts. We are going to see what about the future. And then we are going to decide what is the best. So next week, we will talk about this. Now, I think I have been very clear with my explanation about everything. This summary about all the season. But for me, please, respect what we have done. I arrived here very positive, very happy in a very difficult environment where the club was under negotiations to be sold. And this is also something to talk. How difficult it is for a coach to arrive new to the competition, to see also this environment where the board is under negotiations to sell the club. Players are thinking their future out of the club. And then the market closed and nothing happened. No sale of the club, and players, they don't get the transfer for a big club with big salaries that they were expecting after successful season from the previous year. You have to deal all this, and you have to manage this with the new players that they don't know where they are. And you have to mix all this to get the results. And I am very proud of the work we have done, our staff, in this very, very, very difficult environment. Maybe another coach is not finishing the season, is not getting these results. All the checklists, all the checklists. And I understand any decision from the club. I understand. I have said this to the president continually. All my respect for his effort and his job. He's the owner, and he has to decide the best for his club. He has many options. There are very good coaches. I know everything for a long time. Everything. Everything. And I have been doing my job without saying anything, without any bad face, and with my best attitude. But I knew everything for a very long time. Long time. So, that's all. We will make this meeting, and we will decide the best for Rijeka for sure. If you need any question, if you need any opinion or explanation, whatever you need. Also, this for me has been something new in my experience as a coach, that many press conferences were without questions. So today I took advantage of this, but I think, today I think this is the moment to make a good explanation about the whole season, because we have too much to play and we are going to give our best. But the targets are done. This is the most important, because now, especially now that we have the World Cup, we have players that their head is in the World Cup. We have players that the head is not in Rijeka because they are finishing contract. And we have other players that they are exhausted for the season we have had. I didn't mention that the big difference in points we concede to our opponents in the leagues happened since January, exactly when we had a big impact for the injuries, with Barisic injury, Fruk injury, and Viñato injury. That nowadays, Viñato, we still don't know what is happening in his knee. And for the staff, it's very hard. One of the key players in the offensive side that is out, and there is no solution. So it's not a coincidence that our lack in the final third with these stats also has an explanation, because we have missed in many matches our most important players in the final third, like Fruco and Viñato. So thank you very much. If you don't have any questions, or if you have questions.
Good morning. Was this only recapitulation or farewell speech?
Sorry?
Was this only recapitulation of season or your farewell speech from Rijeka?
My?
Farewell goodbye speech.
No, it's recapitulation. I have said very clear. I have organized a meeting with the president to talk about future. And normal, we are going to discuss about the future next week. I would like to have done before this match, because we don't have time to lose, in my opinion. There are two very interesting matches to use, for example, for young players. But it was not possible for the president, and we are going to do next week, and be sure that we are going to decide together the best for Rijeka, the best.
What are the goals in these two remaining matches? Will you rest some players or promote young players?
First, the goal is to win the games, to try to be third. This is first. And we are going to manage using the players that they are in the best conditions to try to win. That I have explained already, that we have players with the head in the World Cup. We have players that should be very, very unfair from my side as a coach to risk their health when they are about to have the opportunity to participate in the World Cup, when we have done our targets. I don't have this thinking. I like to push the players till their limits. But World Cup is the most important event in football. And we have players that they are going to be there. So it's not the moment to risk them, especially because we have other options. Other players that, because we have done the target, we can use the other players also. And we can give opportunities to players that they have played less to make decisions for the future. So this is an important point. Players that finish contract, as you can imagine, where they head is. And many of the players, all the players, they have been doing a huge effort during the season, because it has been high demanding. We are the team with more games, so we have to manage also the tiredness. Why? Because we have to play these two games thinking that in 23, I think 23, no, Rami, 23. But July, when start the second round? 23. 23 July, there is a final for Rijeka. The first leg final of Rijeka is not a single match, 23. When we were working on the planification, they were asking to me, and they give me a standard plan of preparation. And I said, what is this? You want to prepare the first game of a Conference League? That is the most important match in the season, only with 3 weeks of preparation? No. This is not the way I work in precision. You have to prepare the team very good to reach in this level. Then there are, to try to avoid the surprises, that there are many surprises in the preview of Europe, many surprises. So you have to play these two games thinking also in this 23. Players that they need to rest, because there are very short period of vacations for the players, very short. And they are with high loads from this season. So this is also something to consider in the moment to make the lineups for these last two games.
In your experience, do you feel that you will be a coach next season? What signals do you feel in the air, like you said earlier?
The only field that is important for me is my love for football, like the fans. And the only field that is important for me is to go to Rijeka and feel the people coming to me, asking me photos, asking me signatures. I don't need this for my life, but I see how thanks they are, because I have been doing an honest work here. I don't say I haven't done everything good. No, don't misunderstand my words. I have made many mistakes, like all the coaches. Like all the coaches, because we have to make a lot of decisions, and then we have a difficult profession in order of making decisions, or decision making, because we have to make a lot. So there is no any coach that is not making mistakes in their decisions, but we fulfill all the targets. And for me, the most important, you talk about feelings. I have seen Rijeka fans in Rijeka feeling the team. For me, this is the most important. In very important matches in the league, against big rivals, again, the historic win 5-0, or the tie in the cup against Hajduk, they can show off whatever they want about the difference of points. But 5-0 for the history. And then our fans, they have been there enjoying this. And I know how important it is for them. Another Europe matches that they were not playing. They were in the chair, in sofa, watching Rijeka playing Europe against Sparta, against Omonia, against Larnaca, against Strasbourg, competing and connecting with their fans. This is for the feelings that are important for me.
You said that Europe is your main goal. And
sorry.
Most important.
Because I forget.
Okay.
I saw the feelings of our fans after the final defeat, congratulating the effort of our players, because it's not only to highlight Rijeka fans on the wins. It's very important to highlight also Rijeka fans on the defeat, recognizing the effort of the players. And this is for me, hot off for our fans, Armada and the rest of the fans.
Coach, you talk a lot about achievements, goals from the club and everything. You also mentioned that you made some mistakes, like every other coach. What is maybe the biggest mistake you make?
I cannot recap now, because we make the mistakes every week. And for me, the meaning of this recap is not the mistakes. As you can understand, this is something, it's unfair. It's unfair for our job. I come again, checklist, all the targets from the club, all the targets has been achievement, all. We made all. We didn't miss any of the targets. We didn't miss anyone, and this is fair. So it's not the moment to talk about mistakes, for me. That I recognize that there have been many mistakes during the season, from the coach and from many other people. There have been things that I didn't like. There have been things that I didn't like during the season, but I have been talking these things when and who I have to talk. You have seen me here every week, many times, with the same face. And this is the things I have to talk also for the future.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Idemo, Rijeko mi te volimo.